Welcome to Vedanta Bhakti Pravachanam channel. In this channel, we are saying Sai Satcharitra. We have read so many things about Sai Baba and his Bhaktas, up to 30 chapters. Now, let us see in the chapter number 31, what is exactly is being told in the Sai Satcharitra. The last wish or thought that a man has at the hour of death determines his future course. Sri Krishna has said in Gita that he who remembers me in his last moment comes verily to me, and he who meditates otherwise at the time goes to what he longs for. We cannot be certain that we can entertain a particular good thought at our last moment, for more often than that, we are more likely to be frightened and terrified by death. Hence, constant practice is necessary for enabling to us fix our mind on any desired good thought at any moment. All saints therefore recommend us to remember God and chant His name always, so that we may not be perplexed or perturbed when the time of departure comes. The devotees on their part surrender themselves completely to the saints, fully believing that the saints would guide and help them in their last moments. A few such cases will be noted here. Vijayanand, a sannyasi from Chennai named Vijayanand, started on pilgrimage to Manas Sarovar. En route, on hearing Baba's fame, he halted at Shirdi. There he met one Somadevaji Swami at Haridwar and inquired from him about Manas Sarovar trip. The Swami told that the Sarovar was 500 miles above Gangotri, and described to him the difficulties of the journey, plenty of snow and the change of dialect every 50 kos, and the suspicious nature of the local people who give a lot of trouble to the pilgrims on the way. On hearing this, the sannyasi was rejected and cancelled the trip. Then, when he went to Baba and prostrated himself before him, Baba got enraged and said, "Drive out this useless sannyasi. His company is of no use." The sannyasi did not know Baba's nature. He felt discomforted but sat there watching things that were going on. It was the morning darbar and the masjid was overcrowded. Baba was being worshipped in various ways. Some were washing his feet, some taking the teeth and drinking it heartily, and some touching their eyes with it. Some were applying sandal paste and some scents to his body, and all were doing these things forgetting the distinction of caste and creed. Though Baba got enraged with him, he was filled with affection for Baba and he did not feel like leaving the place. He stayed in Shirdi for 2 days. When he got a letter from Chennai stating that his mother was very ill, he felt very dejected and wanted to be by his mother's side, but he could not live without Baba's permission to return home. The omniscient Baba, knowing the future, said to him, "If you so loved your mother, why did you take sannyas? Attachment makes misuse of an orc-gab. Go and sit quiet at your lodging, wait the patience for a few days. In the Vada there are many robbers, bolt your doors and be very vigilant. The thieves will carry everything, wealth and prosperity are tensioned and the body is subject to decay and death. While knowing this, do your duty, leaving all attachment with the things of the world and next. He who does this troubles and surrenders himself to the feet of Hari will get free from all troubles and attain bliss. The Lord runs and helps him who remembers and meditates on him with love and affection. Your store of past merits is considerable, so you have come here. Now attend to what I said and realize the goal of your life. Begin from tomorrow the study of Bhagavat. Do 3 saptas, 3 readings during the weeks conscientiously. The Lord will be pleased with you and will destroy your sorrows. Your illusions will vanish and you will get eternal peace." On saying that his end was approaching, Baba prescribed this remedy and made him read Rama Vijaya, which preaches the god of death. Next morning, after bathing and other purifying rites, he commenced to read Bhagavat at a secluded spot in the Lindi garden. He completed 2 readings and thereafter felt much exhausted. He returned to the Vada and stayed in lodging for 2 days. And on the 3rd day he breathed his last. On Fakir Baba's lap, Baba asked the people to preserve the body for a day for a reason. The police afterwards came and make proper inquiries, gave him permission for the disposal of the body. It was buried in a proper place with his rites. In this way, Baba helped the sannyasi and ensured him Sadgati. Balaram Mankar. There was a householder devotee of Baba by name Balaram Mankar. When his wife passed away, he got dejected and entrusting his household to his son, left home and came to Shirdi and lived with Baba. Being pleased with his devotion, Baba wanted to give a good return to his life and he did in this way. He gave 12 rupees and asked him to go and live in Machindraghat. Mankar was first unwilling to go and stay away from Baba, but Baba convinced him that he was giving the best course for him and asked him to practice meditation thrice in a day in the Ghat. On believing Baba's words, Mankar went to Ghat, that is fort. He was much pleased with serenity, pure water, healthy air and the surroundings of the place and began to practice assiduously the meditations as recommended by Baba. After some days he got a revelation. Generally Bhaktas get revelation in their samadhi or trance states, but in Mankar's case he got in when came to down to his ordinary consciousness from the trance. Baba appeared to him in a person. Not only that Mankar saw him, but he also asked him why he was sent there. Baba replied, in Shirdi many thoughts and ideas began to rise in your mind, and I sent you here to bring your unsteady mind to rest. You thought that I was in Shirdi with a body composed of the 5 elements and 3.5 cubits in length. Now you see and determine for yourself whether the person you see here now is the same you saw at Shirdi. Is it for the reason that I sent you here? Then after the period was over, Mankar left the Ghat and proceeded to his native place Bandra. He wanted to travel by rail from Pune to Dadar, but he went to the booking office to get a ticket. He found it was very much crowded. He could not get his ticket soon when a villager with a langoti on his waist and kambali on his shoulder turned up and said, where are you going? To Dadar. Replied Mankar. Then he asked, please take this Dadar ticket of mine. As I have some urgent work here, I have cancelled my Dadar trip. Mankar was very glad to receive the ticket and was taking money from his pocket when the rustic disappeared in the crowd. Mankar tried to find him out the crowd, but in vain. He waited from him till the train left the station, but found no trace of him. This was the second revelation Mankar got in a strange form. The Mankar, after visiting the home again, returned to Shirdi and remained there at Baba's feet, following his bidding and advice. In the end, he was very much fortunate to leave this world in the presence of Baba. Tacha Sahib Nulkar. Himad Pant gives no particulars regarding Tata Sahib Nulkar except the bare mention of the fact that he gave up his ghost in Shirdi. A brief summary of this account that appeared in Sai Leela magazine is given here. Tacha Sahib was a sub-judge in Pandarpur in 1909 when Nana Sahib Chandraka was Mamaltadar there. But both met often and exchanged words. Tacha Sahib did not believe in saints, while Nana Sahib respected them. Nana Sahib often told him the Leelas of Sai Baba and pressed him to go to Shirdi and see Baba. Nolkar finally agreed to go to Shirdi in 2 conditions. He must get a Brahmin cook and he must got good Nagapur oranges for the presentation. Both these conditions were providentially fulfilled. A Brahmin came to Nana Sahib to service and he was sent to Tacha Sahib, and a fruit parcel containing 100 beautiful oranges was received by Tacha Sahib. The consignor being unknown, as the conditions were fulfilled, Tacha Sahib had to go to Shirdi. At first Baba was much enraged with him, but by and by Tacha Sahib got such experiences that he was convinced that Baba was good incarnate. So he was enamored of Baba and stayed there till his death. At his end was approaching, sacred literature was read out to him, and the last hour Baba's Padatirth was brought and given to him for drinking. Baba, on hearing of this death, O Tatya, went ahead of us, he won't be reborn. Megha. The story of Megha has been already described in the chapter 28. When Megha died, all the villagers followed the funeral procession. Baba also combined them and showered flowers on Megha's body. After the obsequies were performed, tears followed from Baba's eyes, and like an ordinary mortal, Baba showed himself overcome with grief and sorrow. The covering the body with flowers and crying like a near relation, Baba returned to the masjid. Many saints have been giving Sadgati to men, but Baba's greatness is unique. Even an animal like tiger came to Baba's feet for being delivered from demerits. The story, which will be narrated now. 7 days before Baba passed away, a wonderful incident occurred in Shirdi. There came a country cart and stopped in front of the masjid. A tiger was on the cart, fastened with iron chains, with its agonized face turned to the rear. It was suffering from some painful malady. Its keeper, 3 dervishes, and being taking it from place to place and making money for exhibiting it. It was a means of their subsistence. They tried all sorts of remedies to cure it from the malady it was suffering from, but all in vain. Then they heard Baba's fame and came to him with an animal. They got it down with chains in their hands and made it stand at the door. It was naturally fierce beside a being disease-ridden, so it was restless. The people began to look at it with fright and amazement. The dervishes told Baba everything about the animal, and with the consent brought it before him. As it approached the steps, it retreated on account of the awe of Baba and hung its head down. When the both saw each other, it got on the step and looked at Baba with affection. Immediately it moved the tuft of its tail and dashed it 3 against in the ground and then fell down senseless. On seeing it dead, the dervishes were much dejected and full of sorrow, but on proper thought they came in terms with it. They considered that as the animal was diseased and nearing its end, it was very meritorious on its part that it met its death on the feet of Baba. It was their debtor, and when the debt was paid off, it was free and met at its end at Sai's feet. When the creatures bow down their heads at saints' feet and meet death, they are liberated. Unless they have got a good store of merit on their account, how could they got such a meritorious end? Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all.